Hi everyone, I am Mrs. Brown. I am the head of Ennis College. I'm so sorry that I'm not able to meet you in person. I know that there's a few of you that I have met via this form while you are in your bubbles at school, and it's been really nice to see some of you, but I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of you in September. Just to let you know, while this presentation is going through, there is a question function available, so please feel free to ask any questions, and at the end of the presentation I will try and answer as many as I possibly can, but feel free to ask any questions that you wish as the presentation is going through. At Barnwell School, we have 3 colleges, which I know many of you are aware of. We have Hoy, Redgrave and Ennis, and they are named after Olympians because we got our colleges after the 2012 Olympics, and their motto was to inspire a generation. The students picked which athletes that they wanted the colleges to be named after, and these are the 3 colleges that we have. There is a lot of people that are in competition in these colleges, so we like to compete against the other 2 colleges. Ennis is the only college that has won the competition 3 years in a row, and we do like to continue to win. So attendance and punctuality. Attendance is really key to do well in school, as is punctuality. So we promote good attendance for every child, and I know Miss Hull mentioned this before in her presentation. Good attendance at the school is rewarded for individual students, which provides points for your college. It also gives you an opportunity to be invited on certain trips. So for example, with our bowling trip, where we rent out the whole of Hollywood Bowl for the students, we do look at attendance, and we expect students to have above 95% attendance, as well as some other conditions, to be invited on that trip. So attendance to school is key if you do want to do well, and also if you want to be invited on certain trips and things. We feel it's important to reward students for their attendance. So uniform. As you know, the school require you to wear a uniform each day, and it is very different to most of your primary school uniforms. There are a few compulsory items that we expect you to have. So we expect you to have a blazer, a college tie. So as you can see in the logo, the little image to the side, there are 3 ties with 3 different colours. If you're in Ennis, you're expected to wear a purple tie. Hoy has 2 yellow stripes, but they will tell you they're gold. And Redgrave have 2 red stripes. We expect you to have a standard white shirt. We don't mind if it's long sleeved or short sleeved, but you need to have buttons and to be able to wear a tie, but it does need to be a shirt rather than a polo shirt. Black trousers, no skinny or denim style black trousers. That's really important. You need to make sure they are formal school trousers. Skirts, these do need to be pleated and no shorter than just above the knee. We had, I know that some shops sell skater skirts for schools for girls to wear, but unfortunately they're not part of our school uniform policy. So you do need to ensure these are pleated. And black closed toe shoes, so no sandals, no trainers or plimsolls. Even if you feel your plimsolls are polishable, they still aren't allowed because they will class as plimsolls. You are required to wear formal black shoes to school every day. If you arrive and you don't have school shoes on, we may ask you to use a pair of spare shoes that we have in the school. So hair, makeup and jewellery. This needs to be kept to a minimum. So hair needs to be natural colours, and it needs to have no extreme hairstyles. Makeup needs to be minimal. So really a bit of mascara and that's it. If you have any more than that on, we will be asking you to take it off. Members of staff do have makeup remover and they will ask you to remove it. This also includes no nail varnish, no fake nails and no fake eyelashes, I'm afraid. If we see you in these, you will be asked to take them off. So the easiest thing to do is don't come into school with them. And finally, jewellery. Students are permitted to wear a stud in each ear and a watch, and that is it. Any other jewellery, you will be asked to remove it. Facial piercings or any other visible piercings aren't allowed. You may say that I've only just had my nose pierced, but unfortunately it's not allowed in school and you won't be able to cover it up with a plaster. You will be asked to remove it. So my advice is not to get those piercings because you don't want to be getting yourself to trouble whilst in school. We have high expectations and we would really like it if you could adhere to those whilst in school. PE kit. So in addition to your school uniform, you also have a PE kit that you are expected to wear. This is for PE fixtures and dance lessons because you will have dance every week at school. So compulsory items for all is a PE shirt. This is the same for girls and boys. Shorts, suitable sporting trainers, football boots. Again, girls and boys require football boots because all students will be looking at football and rugby. And PE socks. These are the items that you can see to the left of the page. They are all Barnwell. They do have the red stripe down the side and they do have the logo on them. Optional items. So girls, you can wear a skort, which is a skirt with a pair of shorts underneath if you wish. And we also have jogging bottoms or sports leggings and a hoodie. These are optional and they do need to be purchased from the school. No alternatives are permitted. You can see the three girls in the photo that are very smartly wearing our school uniform for PE, and you can see the different items that they have. This is what you will be expected to wear. Equipment. So every day you need to bring your equipment in. I know some of you at primary school have had items left on your tables for you, or you've had a drawer to leave them in. At Barnwell, you're expected to bring these items in every day. So you must have the following equipment. A pencil case. I know some of you have asked me whether it needs to be clear or not. Clear might be easiest because when you go to exams, you're expected to have a clear pencil case. But for day-to-day lessons, anything suitable to hold your pens is allowed. Black, blue and green writing pens, all three colours are required. Pencils, a scientific calculator, an eraser, a ruler. This can be 15 centimetres, you don't have to have a massive metre ruler in your bag. A set square, a protractor, a compass and a sharpener. Please make sure you have these things with you every day. Obviously, sometimes things will get lost. It's always good to have a spare. But don't worry, if you lose things, come and find me or come and find another member of staff and let us know. I have a lot of equipment that I can lend you if needed until you are able to find your own. So please don't worry, but you won't get into trouble if you're asking for help. We're more than happy to help with anything that we possibly can. So show my homework. I know you're all really excited to find out about homework because it's been a hot topic when we've been doing your transition meetings. So we set all of our homework online on a platform called Show My Homework. You might know it as Satchel One, but all of our homework is set on there. You will be able to see it and your parents will also have a log on. So they will be able to see which homework you are being set, what homework you have handed in and how your homework has been marked. Currently, our students are expected to submit their homework electronically via the platform, and I'm sure in the coming month this will probably remain the same. It's really easy to use, it's really easy to understand, and each subject will set their homework very clearly for you on there. You usually have around a week to hand in your homework, and we do offer different homework clubs to help and support you with your homework. So please don't worry about it. But the best thing to do, as I said with the equipment, is ask. If you need help, ask your teachers for help. That's what we're there for. And we're more than happy to give you advice and make sure that you know exactly what you are doing with your homework. But remember, your parents can also see what you're being set and what you're submitting. So Pride, as Miss Hull mentioned, we expect our students by the time they leave us to be able to show these 5 qualities. So passionate, resilient, innovative, determined and empathetic. We believe these are 5 qualities that everybody should have. We award points for these and each one is worth 2 points. So you might be awarded a passionate point, a resilient point, a determined point, and this can be for anything. Sometimes it's for work. Sometimes it's for going above and beyond. Sometimes it's for helping somebody. One of your friends might be unwell or one of your teachers might need an extra bit of support. But we are really key to give these out and we celebrate students that achieve all 5 of these. You will see Pride all around the school. There's display boards for it. We mention it in assemblies. People talk about it and students really want to achieve all 5 of these categories and we love to celebrate. We love to be able to say well done, and especially in our rewards assemblies we have one every term and students are praised, they are rewarded and their achievements are recognised, especially in Pride. So think about how you can use these qualities and how you can get those points. That's a little task for you over the summer. What can you do to achieve all 5 Pride points when you start with us in September? I'd love for you all to achieve them. That would be amazing. Absolutely fantastic, actually. So I know that it's a bit of a whistle-stop tour into the colleges, but Are there any questions that we would like to have? Mr. Roberts, I know that you're our question master.
I am indeed. I've been running the show behind the scenes for you, Mrs. Brown. So we've had a few questions come in. So the first one was about timings of the school day, and I can answer this. Obviously, with the COVID situation, all schools are looking at staggering entry into school, staggering breaks and lunchtimes and end of school days. We've been working with other schools to try and coordinate this, and we're getting close to a solution that works for Barnwell across our 2 campuses. Once we've got that sorted, we will be distributing it to parents of existing students at the school, and also our new Year 6s that are coming up. And we aim to do that by the end of this term. So by next Friday, we'll be able to distribute all of the plans and also all of the things that we've been working on in terms of risk assessments and making sure that everything at school is as safe as possible for our students returning in September. The second one is, if you can answer this, Mrs. Brown, what is a form group? And also, is your college your form?
Okay, so a form group is a small group of students inside the college. In normal times, when there's no COVID around, there will be 8 form groups in Ennis. So each group of around 24 to 30 students really will have one teacher that they see every day for registration. And they are mixed, so there are year 7, 8 and 9 in each of our forms. And we believe this is a really nice way for you to know each other, and it creates a small family feeling. It means you're all looking out for each other in form. The form tutor will be there to monitor you, talk to you, support you, contact home every single day. Currently in September, obviously things are a little bit different because of COVID, but eventually you will be in form groups with one designated form tutor, and that is different to our college. Your form though, although the college are in competition with each other, the forms are all in competition with each other too. They have competitions set every week to compete in. They have different challenges that take part throughout the year. So your form really work as a collective, and they are a small team within a larger team. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. I had a question about the bubbles, and are bubbles going to be from the college or across the whole year group? And I can answer that one, that the students will stay in their colleges. That will be a large bubble, and then they'll be in smaller bubbles within that college. So there won't be any crossing over of lessons for year 7. They will stay in their colleges, and that's the case when we're in non-COVID times. Students have lessons within their colleges, but they'll stay in their bubbles as much as possible. As we've said previously, we're hoping that these measures will be relaxed sooner rather than later, when it's all safe to do so, and we'll be able to return back to a degree of normality. And the way that we're structuring September, it'll be easy to switch back to our normal setup in school. There's been a question about lockers, Ms. Brown. Do all students have the opportunity to have a locker?
Lockers are available. They are available at the cost of £10. So your £10 sees you all throughout your time at Barnwell. We have some lockers that are key based and some that are code based. It just depends on which one you are assigned. If a locker is something that you like, when you start with us in September, more information will be provided, but lockers are available.
Brilliant. Thank you very much. Is there a difference between the colleges, other than obviously you're going to say that Ennis is the best college?
Yes,
I wouldn't be able to say that. I have to stay impartial in this matter. But is there any difference between the colleges, madam?
So we all know that Mr. Roberts secretly favours Ennis over all of them, so don't worry about that. There isn't a difference at all. The only difference is their names, and that you have lessons in just your college. So when you go to lessons, you will only be with students from Ennis, and Redgrave students will only be with students from Redgrave, and Hoy the same. The only other difference is the competition between us and where we are on the points. There is no differences. They're almost like Some of your parents may remember having houses at school. These are quite similar to houses, but this is how we organise our Key Stage 3 site. And Key Stage 4 are still in colleges as well.
Thank you very much. I've had a question about uniform, and will parents be able to buy uniform from school this year, as some parents did last summer? Unfortunately, the company that we work with isn't able to provide that service in school due to the uncertainty of the numbers of parents that will be coming in, and obviously the handling of the uniform and all the measures around COVID-19. So it is done through the company itself, which is online, and they do have a warehouse in Hertford, and you can contact them that way. Will I still be with my friends that I put down on my forms when Mr. Evil sent them out?
So as far as I am aware, you will be with at least one person that you put on your list as much as possible. Mr. Evil has tried everything he possibly can to put you into groups with your friends, and that was his priority. His priority was with being with people that you want to be with. Obviously, if we start in September and you are anxious or worried, I'm more than happy to work with you and support you to ensure that you're happy and comfortable. That's what I want more than anything. I want you to come to school and you to enjoy yourself and be happy whilst you're at school. So if you are worried at all, or you want to meet some new people and not sure how, come and see me, and I'm more than happy to help you sort that out. I've even attended Lego Club this year to ensure that's happened for some students, and I'm not very well suited to Lego Club.
Thank you, madam. Had a question about, will I be able to meet up with my friends? Will I be able to see other people from other colleges? If so, when and what for? So this one is, you will have lessons within your college and your class bubble while we're still in this situation. But breaks and lunches you will be as a year group. So year 7 is a large bubble. They won't interact with year 8s and year 9s or any of the older students that come across for lessons on middle campus. But then when you have your lessons, you will be in your smaller bubbles. So we're working with the government guidance on social distancing and trying to keep bubbles in place. It is very challenging for all schools, and we're doing whatever we can to try and minimise the risk of obviously the spread of infection and a spike in any outbreak. In terms of finding out when what your classes are, then that's a case of us being able to sort that out in the immediate future. We are aiming to get that information out to you, but hopefully you can appreciate the timetable is a challenge, more of a challenge this year than it normally is, to try and get everything in place. So if we don't do that by the end of the summer term, you will know on the first day, and we're aiming for year 7s to be in for a sustained period of time on their own, so that they can still have some transition activities that we weren't able to provide this summer, and spend a bit of time working their way around the school site, and meeting their new link teachers, and also meeting Miss Brown in the flesh, and getting to know what the systems and structures are of Barnwell School. Got a couple more questions, and one was about Show My Homework. Do you need a special program for Show My Homework for uploading work, Mrs. Brown?
So no, there isn't a special program that is needed. There is an app you can download on your phone. I know I've been using it whilst we've been in lockdown, but also it's just a website. If you go to, I think it's smhw.co.uk possibly, you'll be able to see the website, and each student, each parent will be provided with a log-on, so they can log on and access just their own information, and that's how they upload it. But it is through a website. If they don't have internet access at home, that is something that we can provide at school during break times and lunch times and after school. So there is a lot of extra help for homework to be done.
Brilliant, thank you very much. Where is the website to buy the uniform? All of the information on transition is on our school website, and if you go on our school website or type in a search bar more school transition, and it'll take you to there. All the information that you need, all the videos and the tours of the school and speeches from myself and Mr. Fitzpatrick and Mr. Evil are on there, but also there's information about the uniform and the uniform shop. If you still are unable to find what you need, please contact us at communication@barnwell.hearts.sch.uk, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. Few more questions. So, do you need your own laptop, Miss Brown?
No, you don't need your own laptop. A laptop at home would help with your homework, but it is not a requirement. If you don't, as I've said before, if you don't have computer access, we have plenty in school that you can use, but you will not need a laptop at home.
No problem. Oh, there's one about Lacey here. It says you have a school dog, you take it out for walks. How's that going to work? So Lacey is being trained as a therapy dog as we speak. So Lacey comes in and she lives with Miss Hull and comes in and spends her days with Miss Hull and in her office. And then we're training her up to be a therapy dog, and she will work with certain students and small groups of students. We're looking at her being a reading dog as well, where students will read to Lacey.
Oh, it's a shame Lacey won't read to the students.
No, Lacey, not at the moment. She won't be able to read to the students, but we will work on that as the years go on. But some students find it hard to read out loud to other adults. So there's a program whereby students read to dogs, just to get their confidence up. Obviously, we ask all parents and students if they have any fears of dogs. Lacey is a non-allergenic dog as well, so we've taken great care to work with County to make sure that we get the right breed for our therapy dog. And early signs have been incredibly positive, with Lacey being a therapy dog, and the students love seeing her when she's out on duty. And litter has improved, because if Lacey unfortunately eats anything, then that's not good for Lacey. So we do work with that. What happens at tutor time, and who will be your tutor? So, Miss Brown?
There are tutors, will be subject tutors as well, so you may have them for some lessons. I can't tell you exactly who the form tutors will be at the moment, but usually we might have a geography teacher, a languages teacher, an English teacher, all sorts of different subjects. At tutor time, it's about 15 minutes. Sometimes you'll have assembly during that time, and other times you'll be doing activities. So you might do the pastoral challenge. Your form tutor will need to give you some announcements that have come out for the day. Also, they will have your equipment and uniform checked. These are really key points. So your tutor is the person that gives you all the messages during the day. They might also remind you you've got a detention. Obviously, none of you are ever going to be in detention, but if you are by accident, the form tutor will remind you where to go and what to do. But you will see them every single day for around 15 minutes once everything is a bit more back to normal.
Brilliant. Couple of quick ones that I can answer. Do we get a list of supplies? The list is all on the website under transition, and you'll have all of that information. Again, if you are unable to find it, if you email school, we'll be able to provide that for you. Is there a facility for early school drop-off? We're very fortunate to be working with a company called Magic Breakfast, and we're able to offer a breakfast club for students to have a bagel, cereal and a drink if they want to, and that's for all students, and that is at 8 o'clock. We can't have students in school before 8 o'clock just because of safeguarding and not having all the teachers on duty, but 8 o'clock we have our breakfast club, and then obviously lessons start around about 8:30. How long do you have between classes? Generally, there is no time between classes. You move from one class to the other. You'd have 2 lessons, and then you'd have a break, which you'd be able to pop to the toilet, get something to eat, have a run around. Then you'd have another 2 lessons, and then you'd have a break, lunchtime. and then you'd have another 2 lessons, and then you would go home. And like I said, we're just trying to finalise the timings of the day so that we get the staggers right, and it will mean it'll look slightly different to how it has done in previous years if you've got children at the school already. Do you want to answer the one about the reading book, madam?
Yes, so a reading book is required in school. You will have a 20-minute dear session each day, which means drop everything and read. So this will change weekly. So one week it'll be period 1, the following week period 2, and so on. So you will have 20 minutes of reading a day. And we believe that reading is really important whilst you're in school. On a Friday, you will have a literacy activity, so a dear activity that your whole class do together. But you do need to bring a reading book into school. We do, however, have a very large library that you can borrow books from, and you can take them back. So please make sure you are using that facility. It's got some amazing books, and we are regularly getting new books into the school for you to use and for you to borrow.
Brilliant. And the final question, because it's now coming up to 30 minutes, how quick do you need to be at class? And this is something that new year sevens always worry about, getting lost, trying to find their way round, being late, being told off. We are very understanding in terms of the first few weeks of school. It is all new to everybody, and I'm sure Miss Brown will agree with me that we sometimes get the wrong classes and go up the wrong stairwells to get to our lessons as well. Definitely. When we're rushing around. And Miss Brown, I'll give you a little bit of information. Miss Brown was actually a student at Barnwell, and I taught her, which makes me feel incredibly old. But you don't have to worry about that. We make sure that we allow year sevens that little bit of grace at the start of term to find their way around, find their feet, and don't worry about things like detentions. We will talk to students first. We'll make sure everybody understands things, and obviously we're always in constant communication with parents if there's a misunderstanding or if they're not sure about anything. We pride ourselves on our pastoral care for our children, and that communication backwards and forwards between home and school is pivotal towards that. I don't know if you wanted to say anything, the last few things, Miss Brown.
Yeah, really, I'm just really excited to see you. Can you put the next slide up for me, please, Mr.
Certainly.
Roberts? Thank you. I know that obviously this has been a really quick introduction to us, and I'm excited to meet you all of the students and you as parents. I'm excited to be in communication with you, to be able to work together to move forward and to support each other. If you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to contact me on my email address. I am happy to answer them. I'm happy to get back to you. And if needed, I am happy to give you a call to discuss things further. So please don't worry about emailing me. My email address is on the screen at the moment, l.brown@barnwell.hearts.sch.uk. So if you'd like to make a note of that, you are more than welcome to. And I really look forward to seeing you and working with you in September when we can win the college competition again. Whee!
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Miss Brown, for your time. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Have a fantastic evening. Take care, and we look forward to seeing you in September.
Bye.